We're in Genesis chapter 42 this morning.
What's 42?
And if you recall, last week Genesis chapter 41, Pharaoh had a dream, and the baker, recalled that Joseph, revealed his dreams and the butler's dreams, and referred Joseph to Pharaoh, and he came and interpreted the dreams, and Pharaoh exalted Joseph to second in command over Egypt, and to prepare for this time of great famine. And now we get to chapter 42, and the 7 years of plenty have passed, and the famine has started, and this is about the second year into the famine. And Joseph had prepared, and Egypt is full, and all the surrounding countries are empty and starving, so everyone's coming to Joseph to buy corn. And now Jacob and his children are running out, so Jacob sends his boys down to Egypt. So let's read the chapter 42, beginning in verse 1.
Want me to do half again?
You would.
Kind of long.
You are more than welcome to do half.
Okay. When Jacob saw that there was grain in Egypt, Jacob said to his sons, "Why do you look at one another?" And he said, "Indeed, I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down to that place and buy for us there, that we may live and not die." So Joseph's 10 brothers went down to buy grain in Egypt. But Jacob did not send Joseph's brother Benjamin with his brothers, for he said, "Lest some calamity befall him." And the sons of Israel went to buy grain among those who journeyed, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. Now Joseph was governor over the land, and it was he who sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brothers came and bowed down before him with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brothers and recognized them, but he acted as a stranger to them and spoke roughly to them. Then he said to them, "Where do you come from?" And they said, "From the land of Canaan to buy food." So Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him. Then Joseph remembered the dreams which he had dreamed about them, and said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land." And they said to him, "No, my lord, but your servants have come to buy food. We are all one man's sons. We are honest men. Your servants are not spies." But he said to them, "No, but you have come to see the nakedness of the land." And they said, "Your servants are 12 brothers, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And in fact, the youngest is with our father today, and one is no more." But Joseph said to them, "It is as I spoke to you, saying, 'You are spies.' In this manner you shall be tested. By the life of Pharaoh, you shall not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes here. Send one of you, and let him bring your brother, and you shall be kept in prison, and your words may be tested, to see whether there is any truth in you. Or else, by the life of Pharaoh, surely you are spies." So he put them all together in prison 3 days. Then Joseph said to them the third day, "Do this and live, for I fear God. If you are honest men, let one of your brothers be confined to your prison house, but you go and carry grain for the famine of your houses, and bring your youngest brother to me, so your words will be verified, and you shall not die." And they did so. Then they said to one another, "We are truly guilty concerning our brother, for we saw the anguish of his soul when he pleaded with us, and we would not hear, and therefore this distress has come upon us." And Reuben answered them, saying, "Did I not speak to you, saying, 'Do not sin against the boy'? And you would not listen. Therefore, behold, his blood is now required of us. But they did not know that Joseph understood them, for he spoke to them through an interpreter. And he turned himself away from them and wept. And then he returned to them again and talked with them. And he took Simeon from them and bound him before their eyes. You want to go now?
I can.
Okay.
Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn, and to restore every man's money into his sack, and to give them provision for the way. And thus he did unto them. And they laded their asses with the corn, and departed thence. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money, for behold, it was in the sack's mouth. He said to his brothers, My money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And their heart failed them. And they were afraid, saying one to another, What is this that God has done to us? And they came unto Jacob their father into the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying, The man who is the Lord of the land spoke roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country. And we said unto him, We are true men, we are not spies. We're 12 brothers, sons of our father, one is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the man, the Lord of the country, said unto us, Hereby shall I know you're true men. Leave one of your brothers here with me, and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone, and bring your youngest brother unto me. Then shall I know that you are not spies, but that you are true men. So will I deliver you, your brother, and you shall traffic in the land. And it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, that behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Jacob their father said to them, Me have you bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not, and you will take away Benjamin too. All these things are against me. And Reuben spoke to his father, saying, Slay my 2 sons, if I bring them not to you. Deliver them to my hand, I will bring them to you again. And he said, My son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in the which you go, then shall you bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. So, Genesis chapter 42. You'll have to forgive me because I haven't been able to spend as much time preparing for Sunday school since I'm got a lot more responsibilities this month.
There's no excuse, man.
Oh, come on. But this is an interesting chapter. So the famine hits heavy, and Jacob and his family, they need food, and they've heard that food is, that Egypt has plenty. So Jacob sends his 10 sons to Egypt to buy food. Why do you think he sent 10?
Bring back enough grain.
Right, why didn't he just send 1 or 2 of them?
Good question.
Well, it could be that the grain was being rationed, and only, you could only get a certain amount for each person.
Joseph had set up a deal in Egypt where he was only given enough for you and your family.
Right.
And I'm sure they heard all kind of stories. Oh, we got a big family.
That kind of explains why they go into all of a sudden they're telling their whole life history, and I always wondered why.
But the important thing is the dream Joseph had that said that all of them would bow down to him.
Mm-hmm. But
all of them weren't there.
So 10 of them would get enough for each family, so that would be enough to cover the whole.
He sent 10 of them because they needed to bring back at least 10, rations.
Right.
Because Israel had a big family, so he sent 10 of them. But he didn't send Benjamin. Benjamin was, Joseph's gone, Rachel's gone. Benjamin's the only thing he has left that he really just, that's
his favorite.
His baby.
Yeah.
That's his baby boy, and boy, I don't want anything.
They didn't make any bones about making favorites back then, did they?
Well, now the rest of them had messed up in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I've seen a favorite mess up a lot too. But the point is, once they have a favorite, it's a favorite, and they're not shy about letting everybody know. So.
Well, think about this. Does God have favorites?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This whole idea of you got to love your children equally, that's really not found in the Bible.
No.